Pleased to be joined now by the new athletic director at the University of Wisconsin, Chris McIntosh. I have to believe that sounds really good. Chris, what are the emotions you're feeling today?
It does sound good, Dave. It sounds great. Thanks for having me today. It's a day filled with emotion. For myself, as a former student athlete here and an alum, I couldn't be more proud and just humbled by the opportunity. Really excited. For my family, we've just been taken back by the outpouring of support and well wishes and excitement around this opportunity, and look forward to making sure that the next month for Coach Alvarez is how it should be, and then come July, just eager to get started and dig in.
This has become really a model athletic program at Wisconsin. Incredible continuity of success in the highest profile sports, but some tremendous success stories in the Olympic sports as well. What are your immediate priorities in terms of continuing that success and building on it as well?
Yeah, I think you touched on it, Dave. Building on it is really what I'm focused on. As a former athlete here and a player under Barry, there's no place for complacency. We need to have urgency, and sustaining success is done through building and leaning in and advancing our program, especially in these uncertain times. And that's what I'm excited about. That's something that's inspiring for people to get behind. That's something that talented people are attracted to. Student athletes, staff, coaches, and so I'm looking forward to building off of a foundation that Coach Alvarez has built over the last 30 years and seeing where we can go.
I think observers of college sports and particularly people kind of on the inside of the industry are fascinated to see where it is going to go here in the next few years. I don't think there's any doubt the landscape of college sports is changing as dramatically as we've seen it in either of our lifetimes. How do you feel like you are uniquely positioned to address some of these changes that either have come, speaking of, let's say, the transfer portal, or are coming? NIL obviously is imminent. There are equity and inclusion issues that surround college sports. How are you in particular prepared to address those situations?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of reasons why I feel like I'm prepared to confront those. First and foremost, I understand intimately what this place has been built on. I feel like I was part of the building of it. It's in my DNA, and therefore I understand what our values are here. And regardless of the change that comes about, we'll stay true to who we are and what we value at Wisconsin. And that's a really fortunate place for me to be right now, to be intimately aware of that. At the same time, though, we're not afraid to embrace the changes that are coming. I think there's tremendous opportunity in the future of college athletics for our student athletes, and I think it can be done in a positive and productive and a healthy way. We're interested in understanding and developing how Wisconsin's going to fit into that changing landscape, and it feels like we're just on the precipice of that change right now. It's an exciting time to be in college athletics. I think we're excited here to see what we can build and to be a big part of that change.
How do you feel like your story in particular can be instructive to college athletes? Someone who's from the state of Wisconsin, you're a first-generation college grad, you had an incredibly highly decorated college career, and yet I'm guessing a pro career that fell short of what you expected because of injuries, because of things that you could not have anticipated. How does all that fit together and allow you to be a leader and someone perhaps that student athletes can learn from?
Yeah, I think, the starting place for me is the fact that I've sat in their shoes. The accolades are one thing, but, for me it was a long journey and one of struggle and doubt. I arrived here at Wisconsin as a student athlete because of my potential, not because of my performance in high school or in the youth ranks. And so I was really unsure of myself as a student athlete here and as a player for a long time. It took the support of my coaches and those around our program to help me push through that. But it wasn't easy. And I think to the extent that I can visit with our student athletes on their journey, it's a powerful one. It's a potentially transformational one. It was for me. Changed the trajectory of my life, changed who I was and who I would become. But that's a pretty great and powerful starting point to have with a young person today, to be able to sit with them and at least share a perspective on what this experience could be like, and knowing that it's a difficult one, it's a rigorous one, like many other experiences on campus.
It's no great secret that Coach Alvarez had a profound influence on your life and has influenced your career as well, up to this very moment and the chair that you are sitting in. What are the biggest things that you have learned from Barry that you will carry into this position? Yeah,
I think first and foremost, Barry always said, put our student athletes first. And I think, in the times we live in and some of the challenges that administrators face, it's easy to lose sight of that and to make decisions that don't have the interest of our student athletes first and foremost. It's not lost upon me. It'll always be with me that the starting point in every decision that we make here has got something to do with what's best for our student athletes. Would this be a great opportunity for our student athletes? Would this be healthy and positive for our student athletes? That's a great barometer to have and to start with, and it's a lesson that I'll never forget from Barry. He used it to guide his career beyond just his 30 years here at Wisconsin, but his entire career, and it's made quite an impact on me.
Chris, is there going to be any temptation for you to jump in and lead some offensive line drills, or are you going to be able to resist that?
Dave, we have people and coaches here. Joe Rudolph is a great example of that are far more talented at coaching the offensive line than I do. So I don't think we have to worry about that.
All right, Chris. Hey, congratulations. Really a pleasure to speak with you. And, of course, we have been working with you a little bit here in the past few years, but looking forward to doing more of that in the days and the years to come.
Feelings mutual. Thanks, Dave.